Good morning. Today weight 85.6 kg. So remember when I talked about how I'm not going to have any cheat meals or refeed for the entirety of this mini cut, right? So I lied. So what happened yesterday was I actually had everything planned out properly. So my macros and calories was all pre-planned and calculated. I even meal prep and already ate my meal, right? But I still had this family dinner, right? Some relatives came over, so we went. But usually when this happens, like I said, I will just eat beforehand or prep my meals there, right? So that's exactly what I did. But then as the dinner went by, they had their own kind of foods and stuff. And then everything was fine until the last moment of the dinner where they ordered this dish that I couldn't resist. And the thing is, it was so late to the end. It was so near the end of the dinner that everybody was full. And one of my biggest pet peeve is wastage of food, right? So the dish that they ordered was crab bee hoon in particular, right? So crab is definitely one of my favorite foods on this planet. And then and it's not like and it's not a dish that you can really find too easily, right, without going to specific places that sells them, right? But crab bee hoon plus people that my relatives and family can't really finish, and they ordered two, right? So that was really a lot. So basically I helped finish almost one sharing platter of crab bee hoon, and then the other one, they barely, I think they ate about half, but no wastage lah. We take away some of the food, but then yeah, usually I like to pride myself on my discipline in terms of staying on track, right? But yesterday really caught me off guard. I didn't expect the crab to be summoned, that I cannot really, I don't think I can bear myself not to eat that. Okay, because forget the fat loss or whatever. I mean, it's not rare that you get to eat crab often, especially such a nice one. It's also one of their signature dishes, right? So that's what so that's what I had yesterday. So let's talk about the damage, right? And then how to actually do the damage control after a cheat meal like this. Okay, an unplanned one. So, like I said, usually if you are looking to do a long-term cut, right, it's okay to have cheat meals, right? Because that is planned into your routine. That way you can keep up the consistency and do it for a longer period of time. But because of this mini cut, of how short it's supposed to be, and more of like a come in and come out, that kind of thing, I do not want any cheat meals to potentially ruin any of my progress made, right? So if you talk about numbers, right, so I started the cut at 85.6 kg. Today, after one cheat meal, okay, I'm back at 85.6 kg. So did I just undo about close to 3 weeks of work because of one cheat meal? The answer is no, right? So most likely all this weight that I gain is most probably from the sodium and some of the glycogen that is replenished through this crab bee hoon, right? So one thing is also I also had this meal quite late in the day yesterday, right? To the point that when I was going to bed, I still feel my stomach quite full. The crab bee hoon was also very salty, right? The good thing about the crab bee hoon is that crab is mostly protein, then bee hoon is low in calories. The only potentially high calories thing is about the broth, and then like whether they use any oils that's cooked with it. But the majority of the concern for this weight gain is most likely going to be sodium, which will make you hold water, which okay, so let's talk about the damage control. Let's say if you're like me and then this happened to you, right? What should you do? Okay, firstly, we have to take a look at are you planning to do a long-term cut? That means do you still have a lot of room to go in terms of body fat, right? So if yes, first thing is just do not do anything. Don't even feel guilty or anything about it, right? Of course, you need to learn from this mistake. So next time, you know, try to ask whether is there any of your weaknesses in terms of food, right? So next time if there's a crab restaurant, then I have to be even more prepared, so I'll be caught off guard again, right? So thing first is to really just get on plan. Don't think about like trying to make up for it by lowering your calories today or whatsoever. Okay, unless you completely know what you are doing. Okay, but if you have no clue and you are going for a long term kind of cut, right? Take it as a scheduled cheat day or cheat meal. Okay, then maybe what you can do is if you have already have planned cheat meals weekly, and then you already ate one of this, you already utilize one of the cheat meal, and then this is your second one. Okay, that's okay too. What you do is you make it up for next week, no cheat meals, that kind of thing. So you borrow sort of the next week's cheat meal for this occasion, right? So in terms of the daily calories and activity level, right, keep everything the same. Okay, because even if you do nothing, right, after a few days your body will just naturally flush out all the sodium when you resume your natural diet. Okay, so that is the best thing that you should be doing to damage control for a cheat meal like this. Okay, so for me, since cheat meals is not really a part of my plan, okay, I can still approach it from just do just get back on track on my standard diet kind of thing, right? But there are some difference in my situation. Okay, firstly, when I was eating the cheat meal, I was already planning some of the damage control things that I can do. Firstly, sometimes when I have a little bit more, okay, so yesterday it started off, okay, not just the crab bee hoon, I also had a couple bowls of shark fin soup. Okay, but I already go and calculated shark fin soup is quite low in calories. So what I was planning to do, before the crab bee hoon appeared, right, I had a couple bowls of shark fin soup, but I already finished up my macros, right? So what I did was I borrowed the calories from tomorrow, which is today. Since today is a rest day, right? Usually I don't mind borrowing some of the calories from rest days because I do not you need to use as much energy. Okay, so I had about three bowls, which is about 300 calories plus minus per bowl lah. So I really clock it into my today's macros. So I sort of borrow 300 calories from today. Okay, so instead of eating 2004 today, I'll have just 2001. Okay, that was the original plan. Okay, but then the crab bee hoon come out. So I devoured at least pretty much the whole sharing plate lah, which I think will be at least like 1,000 calories. Okay, so 1,000 of calories, right? If you plus the shark fin, it's about 1,003, right? So 1,003, if I were to minus off and borrow, that doesn't really work because that means today I will be eating 1,000 calories, essentially 1,001. Okay, so honestly, this method works in terms of like the thermodynamics of calories in, calories out, right? But honestly, what we want to do is really to build we don't want to have this we don't want to build this bad habit of like borrowing calories and stuff, right? Because if you keep doing this, it will encourage future behaviors, right? So you'll be more loose on your discipline in terms of rejecting food that is out of the plan. That's firstly for all. And then secondly is because when you are in the deficit, okay, when you're in bulking mode, right, no problem. Because you are in a surplus regardless, right? So you have more calories to play with. But when you're in deficit, you want to try to keep the calories as consistent as possible. That way, your training performance in the gym will be also as consistent as possible. Because let's say today you eat 3K, then the next day 1K. I mean, some people like to do carb cycling, right? Personally, I prefer my calories to stay constant, especially since I'm hitting the gym very often, right? So the more consistent my diet will be, the more consistent my energy in the gym will be. So if there's anything that is amiss, I suddenly lose strength and stuff, I'm able to detect what is the problem immediately. That's firstly why I don't really like this approach. So now that I use more that I could borrow, okay, so I'll recommend a borrowing limit of maximum 500 calories. Okay, so if you eating 500 calorie less for the next day is you okay, anything more then you shouldn't be looking to borrow already. So if I were to do that, then maybe that would not be classified as a cheat meal too much, right? Because I am actually just transferring the energy from yesterday to today. Okay, but since I cannot do the borrowing method, it's most likely going to be a cheat meal already. Okay, actually I already recorded in my notes that it is a cheat meal. So what do you do if it's a cheat meal? Like I said, if you are doing sort of a long cut, right, then do nothing at all. Just resume to your normal diet. Okay. But for me, because my case is a bit special, right? So I think what I would do today, right, specifically to my scenario is I will go and do some cardio, right? Nothing too crazy, right? So usually I've been doing 20-minute session, right? Today I'll just, since the rest day, usually I don't do cardio, right? But since I had quite a heavy meal yesterday, I'll be doing 300 calories of cardio, which is about 30 minutes. Nothing much lah. So ideally, the same principle applies. Like you don't want to be doing extra cardio just because you had a cheat meal. Okay, to try to make up for the try to burn off what you eat. Okay, because this is a very unhealthy kind of habit to develop, right? You cannot be seeing food as anything, everything that you need to burn off. Okay, so trust my advice on this because I have definitely seen people who are like this lah. I mean, then is no fun living, right? So I will just be doing some extra cardio, right? Just to burn some of the calories off that is unnecessary because I want to try to get back on track as fast as possible. Since my mini cut days, right, are shorter than usual, I'm in the time crunch. Okay. Secondly is maybe for today, I will just drop 500 calories since I'm in the rest day. So like I said, the maximum of 500 calories then I'm borrowing it all, and then I'm doing an additional 300 calories of cardio on top. About 30 minutes lah on the treadmill. Okay, so this will help me burn off at least 800 calories. So not exactly the 1000 plus 1004 1005 that I consumed yesterday, but it will help me try to get back on track as quickly as possible. So I hope this makes sense. From so like I said, my advice for most of you out there, right, even myself, if let's say I'm doing a standard long cut, right, is to actually just do nothing at all. Okay, don't even bother with the cardio or not, unless you really want it lah. Okay, or like you feel like you are very bloated and stuff, right? But honestly, just do nothing at all and then resume to your normal diet. Okay, so maybe in terms of your weekly cheat meals, if you have a schedule in, okay, maybe skip one of those weeks, right, to make up for today. I mean for yesterday, right? I hope this helps, right? Cheats do happen from time to time, so don't feel too bad about yourself. I usually just see all these as learning experience. Okay, even though like I said, I always pride myself with my discipline. A simple crab can also defeat me. So I'm still human. I'm not perfect, but we learn. And the most importantly is like I said, the consistency. So get back on track. Don't let one setback bring you down. Okay, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Gonna do my cardio.